I never imagined an ordinary twilight could carry the strength to demolish all I'd assembled across the decades. If this is your initial visit, kindly tap subscribe and smash like on this clip. Your encouragement fuels everything and enables more enthralling accounts. Right now, I'll narrate an episode commencing from a benign adjacent dweller's overture. Yet it overturned every conviction I held regarding passion, devotion, and enticement. Relax fully. This transcends a relaxed cinema gathering. It explores how one selection might disintegrate a world or transform it wholly. No fractured panes, no obscure outlines, no mystery novel backdrop. The threat encountered that dusk arose internally. It infiltrated my essence, hushed and cunning, up to the point where I grasped I'd ventured beyond a threshold impossible to retract. It originated from a tap I ought to have overlooked. My partner traveled for employment, as customary. His occupation hauled him throughout the nation over stretches, at times prolonged. Early on, I'd entreat him to linger, gripping him near the threshold, revealing how deeply I despised the unoccupied mattress, the advancing obscurity, the frigid hush within our dwelling. He'd vow it was fleeting, but in time I halted imploring. I suppressed my solitude, donned a resilient expression, and simulated it as standard routine. That dusk resembled prior ones, an isolated supper, a somewhat depleted chalice of vino, and the set humming a program I hardly registered. My gadget hummed with his typical dispatch. Contact you soon. Soon regularly evolved into the following day, yet I grasped his pledge. Then arrived the tap. Upon unlocking the entrance appeared Ethan, my nearby inhabitant. Late 20s, solo, bearing an aura of understated enigma that pursued him akin to haze. We'd traded amicable nods formerly, possibly a swift dialogue on climate or a Lent pinch of salt, but zilch additional. Still, there he appeared, grasping a duo of films in a single grasp and a vessel of munchies in the alternative, his smirk hovering amid allure and whimsy. Cinema session, he proposed, unable to conquer these bites by myself. I comprehended the proper response. Chortle, appreciate and secure the portal. However, I experienced agitation, seclusion, exhausted from observing my personal echo for fellowship. Hence, I consented. Ethan strode inside as though it belonged to him. He arranged the munchies upon the low stand, positioned the films nearby, and reclined upon the settee with a relaxation that appeared peculiar yet innate. The cozy fragrance of kernels merged with his mild, rustic aroma unlike my partner's, yet similarly mesmerizing. We picked a humorous feature, or that's my recollection. The narrative dissolved promptly. The emphasis wasn't the display. It centered on him. The manner his limb lounged leisurely across the settee's rear. The manner his mirth appeared to echo inside me. The manner my limb seemed petite next to his amid contact. We chatted, giggled, jested. He presented queries, and I uncovered myself disclosing, unveiling matters unshared for periods. It seemed pure initially. Solely exchange, solely companionship. But his limb touched mine singly, doubly, every occasion enduring marginally extended. I persuaded myself it meant naught, a mishap. But the environment intensified, energized. I relocated distant, folding my limbs to establish gap. He advanced adjacent. The settee, previously expansive, became restrictive. His radiance, his essence, the surge when our digits converged within the munchie vessel, overpowering entirely. Then I observed him regarding me, not the feature. His scrutiny forthright, unrepentant, revealing aspects I hadn't acknowledged were uncovered. My abdomen knotted. My rhythm thumped so vigorously I believed he perceived it. And then I discerned it. His yearning, unrefined and indisputable. I diverted my view, but delayed. My frame deceived me, inhalation hastening, lips separating as if anticipating an indefinable element. He tilted adjacent, his tone gradual, audacious. Fine, I confirmed, fabricating. I lacked fine. I balanced upon the brink of a selection capable of fracturing all. Nonetheless, I stayed put. The chamber warmed, the stillness denser. My gadget hummed, partner's designation illuminating the display, but my sight remained upon Ethan. When his digits skimmed mine afresh, I withheld withdrawal. Our palms intertwined, his digits sketching languid swirls across my joints, dispatching ripples I hadn't sensed recently. You're hushed, he uttered gently. Must I exit? It represented a rescue line, conclusive opportunity to cease, but I withheld affirmation. Rather, I breathed persist. That solitary term kindled the flame. The feature proceeded, disregarded. Exclusively his palm within mine, his limb upon me, his being saturating each vacant niche of my spirit. He tilted nearer, exhalation brushing my lobe. Quivering, I fabricated. Chilly here. We both understood differently. Desire I halt? He inquired tenderly. I ought to have confirmed, but stillness communicated instead. His mouth skimmed my throat, delicate and venerating, my vision sealed. My hold upon his palm intensified. The threshold surpassed. The embrace succeeding was unhurried, intentional, burdened with purpose. His mouth tender firstly, examining but absent retreat. It amplified. My digits seized his attire, attracting him nearer. His savor incorrect, banned, captivating, and I permitted submersion within it. Remorse arrived subsequently. In that instant, solely inferno. His mouth transitioned from my lips to my chin, his palms surveying with a sureness that rendered me quaking. My frame reciprocated his appetite with my personal, deceiving me repeatedly. I reflected upon my partner, our oaths, the affection we'd erected. But Ethan's contact muted those reflections, submerging them till solely my accelerating rhythm resounded. When he breathed, "Instruct me cease," I proved incapable. I angled my cranium, bestowing approval absent terms. His succeeding embrace lacked caution. It proved ravenous, engulfing, the subsequent periods obscured. I evaded Ethan firstly, sealing drapes, disregarding his vehicle in the pathway. But evasion resembled shunning breath, unachievable when each inhalation evoked him. When he tapped afresh, I ought to have repelled him. Instead, I unbolted the portal. "We require discussion," he declared. But discussion evaded us. He queried if I rued it. I ought to have confirmed. Instead, I breathed nay, and that sufficed. The flame surged anew, more vehement than prior. By the conclusion of that dusk, no refuting it. We'd surpassed a threshold sans reversal. Ethan grazed my visage, his tone subdued. "No undoing this. We've altered all." He proved accurate. That dusk, reclining adjacent to my partner, I pondered if he detected the verity. I pondered if Ethan remained alert, contemplating me. In the harshest aspect, I recognized this lacked termination. It marked merely the onset. Certain selections transcend a single dusk. They reverberate. They twirl. They refashion existences perpetually. What path would you select in my position? Would you depart or surrender to the allure? Share your ideas in comments. Like this clip and subscribe to Wines of Thought to catch the upcoming segment of this taboo saga.